Hi guys, this is Heidi and you're watching HeidiKMakeup. I just filmed a video of my makeup collection as it currently stands, and it is somewhat inaccurate just because a lot of the products that I own are still Too Faced, and so they have been moved out of my collection, but they are still in my house, and that's because I'm going to be donating them to friends, possibly a women's shelter if my friends, if I can get it to them. Some places will take used makeup and some places won't, but I'm getting rid of this, but I'm giving it to people that will actually use it. I'm not throwing it away because it is perfectly good makeup. So I want to do just a real quick little rant about Too Faced. If you watch my videos for any length of time, you would know that Too Faced is my favorite brand. I love Too Faced. I have said in the past, I could have my entire collection be Too Faced and never buy anything else. Unfortunately, Too Faced was bought out by a company that tests on animals. So you also know, if you watch my channel, that my channel is cruelty free. So I don't buy from companies that test on animals. It's been a really long road, probably 4 years, I think, 3 or 4 years, almost 4 years, that I have been moving slowly, very slowly, moving things out of my collection that are owned by companies that do test on animals. And when I first started the cruelty-free journey, I said that products that are owned by parent companies that test are fine with me. I'm okay with companies like Urban Decay, NARS, The Body Shop, Bare Minerals. I mean, there's a million companies that they themselves don't test on animals, but they're owned by companies like Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, Shiseido, that do test on animals. And so when I first started, I was like, okay, well, I want to just get everything that tests on animals out of my collection first, and then we'll think about dealing with the parent company issue. And then last year, I went on like a really strict no-buy. Really strict no-buy, and I did a lot of project pans last year, trying to get these companies out of my life. I hit pan on every single shade in a Tarte palette, every single shade in an Urban Decay palette. I just tried to move everything out of my collection. Then at the end of 2016, in November, Too Faced was bought by a parent company that tests on animals. And the reality is, I can't get through everything that I own by Too Faced. I just can't. Which was probably the push I needed to get my collection under control anyways. It's been slowly whittling down over the years, but it was out of control from the beginning, and it's become just, I finally feel like my collection is under control. In fact, I would feel okay with my collection growing at this point. I feel like I have like a normal person's amount of makeup. Normal being relative, I guess. So I was like, okay, this is finally the motivation to actually get this collection to a reasonable amount. I'm just going to move all of this Too Faced stuff out of my collection. And in different times, I might have tried to use it all, but the reality is I'm never going to use all of this makeup. I bought too much stuff, which is not okay. That's the point of project panning, is to stop the madness. And other people can enjoy it before it goes bad. So I guess I'm just going to show you all of the Too Faced things that are no longer going to be in my life. One exception is the Chocolate Bar palette, which is the palette that I am project panning this year. Everything else is going elsewhere, and some of it I've already given away. So let's just take a look. I have my Too Faced Sweet Dreams palette, which was probably, I think it was my first big palette that I ever bought. And it was a seasonal palette. So it's got eyeshadows and one blush remaining. The next palette that I have is my Too Faced Shadow Bonbons palette, which was long before the Chocolate Bonbons palette. This is going to a friend of mine. I actually used it when I did her makeup for her wedding. And she's cruelty-free, but she doesn't mind parent company testing. So that's going to her. This is the BONJOUR Summer palette, which was from summer several years ago. The Smoky Eyes palette, which my husband got for me for my birthday in 2016. The Sugar Pop palette, this is probably the palette that I'm going to miss the most, because it didn't get a lot of use, because I got it right when I was starting Project Pan, but it's just very unique colors. But that's okay, there's other makeup in the world. A few of my favorite things, which has seen better days, but that's okay, my mom doesn't mind. That was a Christmas palette a few years back. Oh, this I discovered and I didn't know I had. This is by Lorac. This is their bronzer. This is a really good bronzer. I hesitate to get rid of this because I believe that Lorac probably is cruelty-free, but they are not on Logical Harmony's list, which is the list that I use. And the reality is, I've got other stuff to go through, so someone will get that love before it goes bad. Too Faced Cat Eyes palette. Whoop. Looks like that. The Love Flush palette, which is going to a friend of mine. Oh, hey. Here's my Urban Decay Feminine palette. I thought that I had lost this. I guess I didn't. This was part of my Pan That Palette 2016. So real quick little update. My goal was to hit pan in this gunmetal shade up here, which I did. And the rest of them I had hit pan in 2015. That explains where that went. I was wondering where that went. I couldn't find it when I went to film the update. Is that it for eyeshadow? Oh no, there's a couple more. Oh, I guess I haven't given this to my mom yet. This is going to go to my mom. This is the Matte Eyes palette. She loves matte makeup. And then the Natural Eyes palette. This is my favorite palette. Oh, my favorite palette. But that is going to go to someone else who will love it. I also had the BOUDIOR Eyes palette, which I gave to my sister when she was here for Christmas. And then the Natural Face palette. And then I have, what else is left in here? Oh, one more eyeshadow palette, the Rock and Roll palette. Also, Becca sold to a parent company that tests on animals. Becca's cruelty-free, but they sold to a parent company that tests on animals. So I'm getting rid of my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector highlight. This one is this Moonstone? And I'm getting rid of my Becca Afterglow palette, which is a bunch of highlighters, but some of them I use as eyeshadows, and some of them I used as blush toppers and bronzers, just depending on your skin tone. So that is leaving. And then there were a couple other Becca products in here. Oh yes, this Becca highlighter, Opal, which is similar. It's just a little bit darker than the Moonstone. Another Opal by Becca and Champagne Gold by Becca. And somewhere I have Pearl. I don't know where that went. It might show up while I'm digging through here. Then I had this Becca eyeshadow quad, Sun Chaser. That's what it's called. And then I had a couple of lip colors. Some of these I've already given away, so there was more than this. But WHAM by Too Faced, which is was my red lipstick of choice. So we'll probably find a red lipstick. I really like Milani's red lipstick too. Nude Beach. And then I had a bunch of their melted lipsticks. I really enjoyed their melted lipsticks too. So Melted Berry, Metallic Macaron, yep, Melted Chihuahua, Melted Fig, Chocolate Honey, which I bought this off of Amber F, so I'm kind of sad. But I didn't give it love either. And then, is that everything? I thought I had more, but maybe some of it I've already given away. Let me check the front pocket of this bag. Oh, there's a couple more. Okay. TAFFY by Too Faced. Oh, a lip liner. This was the other red that I really liked to use, but I actually really like Milani's red lip liner too. Perfect Red. That's it. That's everything that I had from Too Faced. One thing from Lorac and a couple things from Becca. They're all going to good homes. Don't worry. I'm going to clean them up, and then I'm going to give them away. Yeah. So that's my little rant. The good news is I finally feel like I have my collection under control. The only other thing that I still have is I'm keeping the chocolate bar palette, and that's because that's my project Pan That palette this year. Everything else is moving out. I was really sad about Too Faced, and I was like, you know what? Makeup is just going to be useful to me. I'm going to stop collecting it. But then a couple days ago, I got the news that Stila is now cruelty-free again. They had started selling in China in 2013. I was very sad. I remember losing that company. So I'm excited. Maybe I'll play around with some of their makeup. I actually already ordered some lip colors from them because I feel like my lip collection is a little bit low, getting rid of all these melteds. Here you go, honey. Anyways, I'm going to be filming probably my makeup inventory here pretty soon. I'm not counting all this because this is all leaving. This is all just a de-stash. And what my goals are for 2017, which actually, this year is the first year that my goal is actually going to be to kind of grow my makeup. The exception is probably going to be palettes. I probably won't buy any more palettes until I've moved a couple more out of my collection, doing things like pan that palette. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I have videos about parent company testing, so you can check out those videos too if you want to know more about parent company testing. Anyways, I gotta go because my kids are awake and need attention. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. Bye, guys.